Hi, it's Kim from Apostrophe S, and today I'm excited to be introducing you to Mr. Bones. He's our little skeleton wall hanging or door hanging that we're offering for this Halloween season. Now I'd show him all together, but he's 4 feet tall and won't fit under the camera. So here is a photograph of him all laid out. It's super cute. It reminds me of those decorations from like 2nd grade classroom of the paper skeletons hung together with brad joints. But this one's made out of wood, so it will last you many, many Halloween seasons. Let me show you your kit. You've got a whole bunch of laser cut wood pieces. There's outlines of bones and then more delicate, intricate cut bones that will go on top of the outline. And then you've also got a sponge for paint and glue application, your black and white paint, got glue, super glue, all of the screws that you're going to need to put this together, as well as this little plastic hanger that will go on the back so you can hang him on a door. Alright, and then from home you're going to need a few things. Just a pair of scissors, some Q-tips for cleaning up any spilled paint off the edges of your pieces, some scrap paper, newspaper would be great just to protect your surface from the paint and the glue. And then you can get a flathead screwdriver, or if you're in a pinch, grab a coin. Even your fingernail will work to screw these together. And that's all that you need to get started. So what I would recommend first, sweet, another coin. What I would recommend first is laying out your pieces so that you're familiar with the skeleton. You can see we've got on these big outline pieces, they're the ones that have the holes for the screws. They have an L or an R to label them left or right, and they've got the outline to show you where the white bone pieces will go. They'll line up just perfectly like that. The L's, I should also point this out. L for left means Mr. Bones' left, not yours. So you can see this is the femur with the part that goes in the hip right here and how that lines up there. So it's his left, not yours, just to clarify that. So after you've looked at your pieces and you're nice and familiar with them, we'll go ahead and get them prepped by painting. So mine's already painted, but I'll show you what you do. With your sponge, we're going to cut this up so we have different paint brushes. Cut it in half, and you'll use 1/2 for your black paint, 1/2 for your white paint. It'll go really far. And then go ahead and cut this into quarters. And now you have these surfaces, these flat surfaces to use for your glue application. Now there's a technique to use with, let me grab my paint. With painting these pieces, you're going to put your paint on the flat surface of the sponge, and then when you're painting your bones, you're going to dab or like blot, and you'll go really gently. If you push too hard, it'll spill over on the edge of the bone. So just dab really, really lightly, blot it all over, and then smooth it out with the sponge. You hardly put any pressure on it at all. That's the technique that we're going to use. It'll make more sense when you see the white bones too. Once you get all of your black bones painted, all of those outlines painted, then we're going to adhere the screws. So let me show you the differences in these. You're going to have some screws that have that flat line in the middle, that little groove. And then others, if I can get it out, there we go. Others that have a hole in the center, just like a donut really. These are going to be the only ones that we super glue in, and they'll go right into place like that. So with these black bones, let me get this one out of the way. You'll have 2 different kinds of holes. This one is just a flat hole, there's nothing there. This one has an edge to it, or like a little shelf or a ledge in the middle of it for your screw to just kind of sit in there. So grab your super glue. Oh, got mine here. Grab your super glue. You don't need much. Oh, what? Mine came undone there. There we go. You don't need a lot of super glue. You'll just put it on that little edge like that. Drop your screw in, kind of tap it down, and then I found it was helpful while I let it dry. I don't want to put it right onto a flat surface because it'll pop right back up. So, since it takes a little time to grab onto the wood and adhere, just put it on something raised a little bit so that gravity will pull the screw down and it will lock right into place. You could hang it over the edge of your table that you're working on, whatever works for you, but just raise it up a tiny bit. And while that's drying, you're going to paint the white bones. So here is a tibia and fibula. I remembered from my anatomy class in 11th grade. And you're going to do the same painting technique where you put the paint on your sponge, you're going to dab, 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 and then smooth across. And you'll be careful with all of these little delicate, intricate cut pieces. But the dabbing technique and smoothing out really goes well, and it works fast. You'll keep your pieces all safe and intact. But get all of those white ones painted, and then we'll glue these together. If you're going to do some kind of an add-on, then this is the time when you would add something special to your white pieces, but I'm just going to keep on going for this video. So grab your glue and your quarter sponge and put some glue on that surface. Flip this one over. And you'll just dab that glue all over, smooth it out. Just like that. It's the same technique that we used for the painting because we want to take care of those little intricate cut pieces. And then I can clearly see the outline, the grooved outline. You probably can't see it on camera, but in person you'll be able to see it. And you'll line it up, the top. Go ahead and line up the bottom, and then apply a little bit of pressure and get that nice and adhered. Okay, and that outline really helps to guide you. So you'll do that with all of your bones. Your torso is going to be a little bit tricky. I'm going to go ahead and show you that. Here's my torso. Okay, your torso may be a little bit tricky because it's a longer piece. So if you will just line up the very top vertebrae here, the very bottom of this pelvis here, line those lines up when you have it glued, and then just kind of tweak everything in the middle, it really falls into place, and that helped us out quite a bit if you do that. So take care of all your bones, get them all glued down, and then we have the fun part, which is assembling it with the little screws. So here I've done my hand and my arm, got my wrist and my elbow all done together, and I'm going to show you the shoulder. I've got my post glued in still, and here's my torso. So we're going to connect it right like that. So it helps to flip this over. Okay, and then I just place that hole right on top of my screw, right there. And then I will grab those screws that have the flat, the line, the groove through it, and put it right there, and then use my screwdriver, my fingernail, or my coin to tighten it up. Now you have a couple options here. If you want this to be a permanent fixed joint, then go ahead and grab your super glue again and put it down into the threads of that screw, and when you tighten it up, it will hold and stay exactly where you want it. If you want a little bit more flexibility though, you just screw it on without any glue. Now it's going to move around a little bit, but the plus of this, or the advantage of this, is that you can take it apart after the Halloween season and store it a little bit easier. So either option is great, it just depends on what works for you. And just screw that all the way up so that it's nice and tight. And then Mr. Bones has his shoulder ready. Nice, right? Okay, I'm going to show you this last little joint here because it's the only one that's a little bit different. Here's my head. The same thing before, I would just line it up, grab a screw and screw it in. But in this case we're adding in our plastic hanging piece. So that's going to be sandwiched between the two wood pieces, just like that. Grab your screw and your coin or your screwdriver. I like to tighten it up like this first. There we go. And then finish tightening it up with your screwdriver, your fingernail, coin, whatever works. Just like that. You'll do that with all of your joints. I even had my 4-year-old help me with this, and it was like a heyday. We loved it. It was so much fun to do together. So there is your Mr. Bones. Once you've got him all complete, you can hang him on your door. He'll spook all of your trick-or-treaters. It's just such a fun and cute and festive little decorations to add to your home. Thanks for watching Mr. Bones from Apostrophe S. Make it yours. Hey gang, I'm here to show you a few things that you can do to add a little bit more pizzazz to your Mr. Bones kit. Before you glue the white bones to the black outlines, you can add a sealer just to stand up to the elements if you're hanging it outside. Some other fun things that we've thought of is glow-in-the-dark spray paint. We're not offering this as a kit, but we would like to recommend or suggest this brand, Krylon. It's worked really well for our designers here. You just spray these down after they're painted, let that dry, and then you go ahead and glue just like normal. So that's a fun option. Another one is to add some glitter. So you can purchase a add-on package with glitter. It comes just in a container like this. And what you'll do is, grab my pieces, you'd probably want to start with your torso, and you'll use the glue that came in the kit, this glue right here. You'll add it on using the exact same technique that we did before, where you dab, 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 and smooth it over. And then for you'd add your torso into the box and then sprinkle the glitter on top of it so that it'll catch all. And the box will catch all of the extra glitter, the torso will catch a lot of glitter. Tap it down a few times to make sure that it adheres, and then you've got a box full of glitter for all of these smaller bones. So grab your glue, get it on the sponge. All over, there we go. Okay, and then you'll just dab, 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 and smooth it, and try to get it, try to get it as even as you can across your bone. So if the glue is even, then the glitter will be even too. Okay, and then, because you've got so much glitter here, you can just tap this in, working kind of fast before that glue dries. Try to get it in. Tap off excess. And just dab until you've got enough glitter. Okay, just like that. And then you'll continue making your product just like normal. So that's it for the add-on kits.